Hey everyone, it's me Carissa, and today I'm going to be doing a talk-through with you guys. As y'all can probably tell with my lack of makeup and, you know, just general mess on my vanity. If y'all are interested in seeing what I come up with by the end of the video, just keep watching. Pretty much every time I wash my face and then put moisturizer on, I always feel like I'm missing something, so I use this product. It's by Badescu, and it's just their facial spray with aloe and herbs and rosewater. I use this on my face literally way too much. I've been through probably 4 bottles of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and spray that on before I put my primer on. Normally during this time while I really let it dry, I would go wet my beauty blender. It looks dirty, but it's just stained. I'm about to buy a new one. Now that my beauty blender is damp, I'm just going to go ahead and try to get my hands as dry as I can so that I can put on my primer. I use 2. First I use the Revitalift Miracle Blur by L'Oreal Paris. It's really nice, it's just smoothing, and I feel like I'm all blurred out, and I would just wear this without makeup honestly, because I feel like it just makes a really big difference in my skin, but I might just be faking it and it might not be true at all. But I love this product. And then along with that, also by L'Oreal Paris, I use the Youthcode Texture Perfector, and so both of these together, I just think they should have made, you know, a product that was both of these, because I really do enjoy putting these on my face, and I feel like my face stays on all day long, and all of my makeup will stay in place, and I still look really pretty with just this on my face too, because they're just both so nice and they feel great. Just give these a try if you have access to them, that's all I can really say. But yeah, so I'm just going to mix a small amount of both of these together and then put them on my face. Most of the time I use a little bit more of the Miracle Blur than the Pore Vanisher, so you can see it on my finger. That's about how much I use of each product. But I just go ahead and push it together, and then I push it into my face instead of trying to smooth it around first, because this really actually helps with the pore vanishing technique that is, or the pore vanishing formula that's in the Pore Vanisher. If you push it into your pores instead of sliding it over them, normally you can get more of that just technology. I don't really know a good word to use, but you push it in, you're gonna get the product where it needs to go to do the job that it's supposed to do. So first I push it in, and then I just kind of circle around and put a little bit on the top of my eyes. Even though I'm going to use eye primer, I just put a little bit on the top of my eyelids, because who knows what you're going to be doing. It's Friday night. Lord knows. I'm probably just going to be, I don't even know if I'm really going out. I'm just putting makeup on my face because I wanted to show you guys. But so then I go onto my L'Oreal True Match. It sounds like I'm doing a L'Oreal commercial, but I'm totally not. I just ride or die, and I'm really cheap with it when it comes to foundation, and it's really hard to actually find darker complected foundations. It's an issue. I mean, I'm sure they exist, and I'm sure high-end ones exist, but right now this is the one that has always matched my skin to a T every time I use it. So all I do is throw it onto the top of my finger like this, and then I just pat it on just little dots all over my face, and then I'll just use my beauty blender to blend it out. It might take a few times because I'm running out, but when you have a full bottle, it doesn't ever take this long to dot it on. Now that I think I have enough on my face, I'm just going to take my beauty blender, and first I'm going to cap it, and then I'm going to take my beauty blender and just dab it all over my face. I like to use the flatter side that's not pointed for this, just because I like to use my beauty blender as well in my contour whenever I'm contouring, because I use cream products. So I like to use it there, but if this side is, if the top side is really dirty, then I can't, you know, blend out my makeup with the exact color that I just put all over my face and chin. And like I said before, if you use a patting motion with your foundations and primers, you'll get a lot better result and no brush marks and stuff if you do that way. Some brushes require you to, you know, swipe it across your face, but the beauty about the beauty blender is that you just get to pat it all in, and it just really just goes into your face and into your skin. Now that it's winter time and the sun hasn't shined for a couple of days, I'm just not as warm right now, so if the color looks a little off to you guys, 'cause it's kind of looking a little off to me, don't worry, it's gonna be dark. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably be buying another foundation here soon because I just feel like this isn't as matchy-matchy as it normally is in the summer and when it's sunny, because I tan like no other human. It is ridiculous. I could be outside. I walk to class every day and I literally could just walk to class and be tanned, honestly. Not complaining, but it does affect the foundation colors a lot more significantly than if you don't tan as easily. I know I pat a lot, but I just want to make sure that it's into my skin before I start and move on. Alright, and that feels good. So I'm just going to move this over to the side, and hopefully it stays wet enough to when I conceal my face. And yeah. Alright, so we're going to start on eyes because I'm going to be doing a little bit of color underneath. I'm not going to do my concealer and contour or the highlight portion of my contour yet because I don't want to get like eyeshadow all over it, eyeshadow all over it and then it just we have to redo it or try to fix it because that's a lot harder to do than you think. So I'm just using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and I'm just going to put that all over both of my lids all the way up to my eyebrow, and then I'm going to do my eyebrows. This one I use more of a swiping motion. This one I use more of a swiping motion because it really just like I feel like I do it the way I want my eyeshadow to look. And most of the time I have it kind of fanned out because my eyes are really wide. Alright, so now that's all over my lid, I'm going to start doing my eyebrows. I am going to be using Dip Brow, if I can find it, by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the pomade one, and a lot of people either love it or hate it, or they struggle with it, or they haven't learned how to use it yet, or they just really don't like it. I love it. The only thing is a lot of people hate on me because I still use the color Ebony because my hair used to be dark, but I will always fill my brows in this dark, and nothing anyone says to me will ever change that because it's my favorite way to do my brows. And to each their own. If you don't like them this way, you can always do a different color. This is just your brows. It's not like an eye makeup thing. It's only your brows. So what I do is I take my brush, which I'll grab, and pretty much the main skill that you have to acquire with this is so little goes such a long way. So you dip your brush in it just like this, and then I get a pretty good amount of product on. I'm going to move my mirror close to me. But I get a good amount of product on because it literally just goes onto the lid. As you can see, I do this really often. So I just put it on the lid and then brush it out onto the lid so that you're getting like an even distribution of the product onto your brush before filling in your eyebrows. So that looks good to me. And the key to this is to use little strokes around all of your eye. You shouldn't just like try to draw a line here like at your arch. You should literally still use little baby small motions because it'll really help with the natural shape of the brows. But first, I'm moving too fast. I'm going to brush my eyebrows out with the spoolie brush. I have a little piece of primer on my eyelid. That's just a hard piece. That's weird. Alright, so I comb through my brows with the spoolie. And I just try to get them all into the same place. And then I'm actually going to use the wax from the Brow Bar To Go because my eyebrow hairs are getting a little long and I don't want them to be popping up while I'm out tonight. So I'll just use a little bit of that, and I can just do that with my finger. And really any wax will work. This is what I have on hand right in front of me. Alright, so back to that brush that I just perfected. I'm going to base my mirror a little bit more, and maybe you can still see what I'm doing. I'm sure you can. But all you do is little baby motions. So small motions. And I correct my brows, just do it like this. I correct my brows like after the fact, even though like I do the small flicks, because I know that I can do this a little harsh. I've always had harsh brows, and that's why they're still black, because I have silver blonde hair. But I still I think it looks good. When you get up to the front of your brow, you can just flick it upwards and then try to draw the line below your brow. Just a straight line, but with a lot of motions. a lot of short, quick motion. Alright, so one brow is done. Can you see how it looks a little bit natural? Except my hair is blonde, but you can see my roots, so I know you know my hair is black. But yeah, so it's a little bit more natural, and that's why I love this product, because before I would literally just draw my brows on, like, I wouldn't call it sharpieing because I think they look great like that still. This is just a more like versatile way to do your eyebrows when you're going to be doing a heavy face of makeup, because you don't want that kind of brow with heavy eye makeup or like bright lips too. Like, you can combine them, but I'm going to be having a lot of things happening, I think, by the end of this look. So this is just the way I decided to do it today. So I'm packing this back on my brush again, on both sides, might I add, because you might have to flip your brush over to fully do your brow. So the same thing with this one. I always start at the arch of my brow and pull the tail back a little bit farther, but you do it in very, very small motions, because this product just is so good, but it goes so far. Okay, so then I pull it through my brow and on top of my brow. And then there I might use a little bit of a sharper line. But most of the time, no, I just like to keep fanning it towards the tail that I've created for myself. And then I slowly come into the center of my brow, and I fill it in. And if y'all want a more up close and detailed tutorial on brows, I can totally show you how I normally do mine. It's pretty reckless in my opinion, because I know a lot of people like really, really sharp brows, and so do I, but I normally will just fill mine in and then fix them, because for me it's a lot easier to just make a mess and then, you know, white out the lines than to just try to do it perfectly every time. And also I like the way the contour looks on your eyes whenever you do it that way. So I'm just going to take the Scandaleyes waterproof Kohl, it's just a Kohl pencil, and it's just in a nude color. And I'm going to draw this underneath my, like in the shape of the arch that I want it to be underneath my brows, and then I'm going to blend it out with my finger. And I like to blend it out right away, because this stuff is kind of dry. And if you let it dry like that, you probably won't be happy with the result. I know some people go up top with theirs, and I do a little bit, but it's only around the tail when I do that. But I drag it downwards and then flick it out. And I look at the bigger mirror to see if I've gotten everything blended better, because this mirror is kind of dirty. Okay, and then with this one I do the exact same thing. And if you don't like having the brightness there, you can just like wet a Q-tip and then just go underneath with the Q-tip. I would suggest not putting primer on your eye before, if that's like the style you'd rather have. Then a lot of the time I'll go back and look at the top of my brow and see that like some of the foundation came up, so I'll just punch that beauty blender right into those spots. Because when you do your brows, sometimes your foundation is affected by it. That's why a lot of people do their brows first, but I like to have a full face of foundation on. Alright. So next we're going to move on to eyeshadow, and my goal is to just do a pretty natural looking eye. I'm using the Anastasia Tamanna palette, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tamanna palette. Just looks like this, and these are all the colors. I'm probably just going to be doing a like mix of these colors and maybe the bingo color, the orange color, or this chocolate, and then the gilded, and then below on my waterline, and then a little bit band upwards up into like my wing that I'm probably going to do with my eyeliner. I'm going to do sangria just like under there, and that's what I meant. And that's the reason why I'm not going to like put a ton of concealer on underneath my eyes yet, because I know I'll probably just have to go back in and fix it. So first, I'm using just really, this is just the Eyes Lips Face or E.L.F. professional eyeshadow brush, but I don't really like it that much, but I'm just going to use it to pack a ton of color all over my lid. And I'm using the color Fresh. And I go back and forth because I find it to be easier. So I take this all the way up. It's not just going on my eyelid, it's going all the way up to my crease. And then in the middle of my crease, it just looks a little bit darker than the rest, so I just add a lot more there. And you can do this in a patting motion with this kind of brush, but it doesn't really set well for me that way, so I just go back and forth between patting and blending it out. So I'm just going to do this on the other eye. I know I said I don't go back and forth, but I go back and forth sometimes. But with this, I'm just trying to get this color distributed evenly over both eyes, and I want to see that they both look the same. Alright, so to me, that looks about good, because this is really just the base color that you're putting down for everything. I do one more little base coat, and it's actually from the Naked Basics original palette, the original Naked Basics palette. And I'm just going to do WOS all over my lid too, because I just want to be sure that I have a good light color to blend all of these darker colors into. And you probably won't be able to pick up a real difference. It's just a pinker yellow, like not a yellow, or a pinker color than the Fresh from that palette. And it's also, to me, a little bit darker and matter. I don't know how to explain it. I just love Urban Decay's Naked palettes and their basics, especially because you can travel with them so well. Alright, now that I have that all over my lid, I'm going to close the Naked Basics and not use it again. And I'm going to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm going to start getting my crease, I'm going to start deepening my crease to just make more dimension. And I know it's a natural look on top, but I need dimension. I'm going to go in with the color Bengal at first, and I'm just going to keep using the same brush. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might go back and forth, I might not go back and forth, but we'll see. So going in with that brush, I'm going to put it right into my crease. Probably draw a little bit of a line there if it's easier for you to like blend out stuff that way. So draw a line, draw a little bit more line. I'll just go back and forth. Draw a line in there, and once that line looks good, I'm going to deepen this a little bit more with more color. Picking up a little bit more each time I go in there. Because this is such a pretty orange, almost tan color, but it's called Bengal, and I think it's because of tigers. So I'm guessing it's orange because tigers are orange. As we all know. History, wait. Huh? Wouldn't it be biology? Whatever lessons with Carissa today. So I pack that into my crease, and you can see the line, and I will blend everything out here soon, but I think it's just such a good transition color, so I use that on a regular basis. And then this is the defining eye brush, and I'm just going to go in with Gilded and blend that like upwards and outwards, kind of a little bit higher than my crease, but not much. So I got it up on my brush, I'm going to tap off the extra, and I'm just going to add that over top, and probably just put it right over that, but not all the way as far in. These two colors just look so nice to me. I don't know why, but this is what I've been doing for a few weeks now. Okay. And then taking Gilded again, I'm just going to go into like my outer corner, because I guess that's what I'm doing with this. Into my outer corner and just blend that into the lighter color. So I don't like that I lost all the orange from that previous shadow, Bengal, so I'm going to go ahead and take that pencil brush that I was just using and deepen it again. Pretty much this look is going to be all about just finding your balance between the natural, more neutral colors, and then brightening it up below with the bright, rosy, not rosy, winey colored eyeshadow on this palette. Then I'm gonna just tap off what I have on the other brush, the defining eye brush, and it's just like this. And I'm gonna add chocolate to the mix because I want it to be darker because it's gonna be nighttime. And it's just gonna go like right on the outer corner of this. Don't even blend it into your crease at all. There's no reason to. This back and forth thing has worked today. Most of the time, not for me. Now I'm going to pick up a blending brush, and all I'm going to do with this is take the color Blush from the palette and just swipe a couple times to get some product on there, and then tap it off and swipe again and pat it off, I don't know. But I'm just going to use this to blend everything out, but I wanted to add a little bit more shimmer to those flat colors that I just put down as a baseline. So first I'm just going to go in closer to my inner eye corner and do that first. So get those bases covered. Once that is done, I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up and blend everything out. Because when you don't blend things out, people make fun of you on the internet, and to each their own, but I don't want to be making fun on the internet. And it just completes the looks and it marries all the colors together whenever you blend. So I'm trying to blend that chocolate out on the side. Right. And so I lost a little bit of depth again, so I'm going to go in with chocolate one more time and just make sure that it's deep and people can see it, because I don't want to look like I'm just wearing eyeshadow on the bottom of my eyes. So one more time. Once you have that blended, you can move on to the next step, which is, for me, I have darker skin, so I'm going to take this white liner. I'm not putting it in my waterline because I don't like the way that looks on me. I'm just going to put it below my eyes, below where I think the sangria color of that palette will be going. And this is just the NYX, it's just a NYX pencil. You could literally use any white eyeliner you think would work to just stick a color in a place. Then I'm going to pull it up a little bit because I'm going to kind of let it guide my wing. Using another pencil brush, I'm just going to go in and pat that color into the bottom of my eyes. Try to keep it just on the white. You don't need to have it just all the way down your eyes. You just want to have enough. If you get it on your eyelashes, that's totally fine because we're going to put mascara on them babies. Right, and then I'm just going to pull that color all the way up. And I don't really want to so much blend it into anything, I just want to use a light hand so that it blends upwards. Again, using a light hand, dragging it up near all those colors that we did earlier. And as the show goes on, or as the video goes on, I'll probably intensify that more once I know where the eyeliner is and stuff like that. So now we're going to do eyeliner. I'm using the balm. It's called Schwing Black Liquid Eyeliner. It's not crazy or anything. My camera shut off pretty much like the balm because it gives me a nice pointy line, whatever, blah 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 blah. I got one eye done while the camera was shut off. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this eye and get the liner done. Like I said, when I was talking to myself before, pretty much I like to get as close to the inside of my eye as possible. And don't touch the lower part of your eye, that's what I just did, but get as close as possible. Okay, stay as close to your eyelashes as possible. I'm just not. Hold on. Okay. It's always harder to do this eye for me. But yeah, so stay as close as possible. Kind of let it glide. And then I like to draw my line upwards up here so that I have an idea of where I'm going. And the more of a line you draw up there, the sharper it's going to be. So don't forget that, because some people are like, oh, I don't ever know how to make it point. Just draw your line, then draw a triangle around that line, and then attach it. It's not the crazy hardest thing, but it's also not the easiest thing in the world. So I have my triangle somewhat drawn up there. I ran out of eyeliner before because I'm almost out of this one. So I go back through and I make sure that it's one line, and then I fill in that little spot. And if you want a more precise look at how I do this, I would totally be willing to film another video for you guys. Just let me know. I'm thinking about doing like quick tips, how to do just certain things on your makeup, like I might be completely makeup free and just showing you how to do like those one things. To make sure they match, I just go back and forth pretty much until they look kind of similar. This one is a lot rounder, so I'm just gonna draw a line upwards and then draw a line to match it a little bit better. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go ahead and intensify the colors on my eyes a little bit more because this is a Friday night tutorial and you know what you want to look like. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the chocolate color that I was using before, just add a very, very small amount of that into a little bit of my crease, just the top of it. I'm going to do the same with the other eye. Then I'm going to take back the brush that I was using, the pencil brush that had the color Bangle on it, and I'm going to blend that through so that it's a little bit darker. I'm going to actually blend Bangle and Gilded now to intensify that crease. Now just compare and see what should be added where. Just keep adding that Bangle and Gilded color in. So I really like the combination. Now that they look about the same, I'm going to go back down below with the Sangria and just intensify that line. If you're feeling really fancy, you could go ahead here and insert some black Kohl to the bottom of your waterline, but for me, I just don't really think that I wear colors in the waterline very well unless it's like just exaggerated colors drawn out below my eyeballs, obviously, but this is also not in the waterline. Alright, so that's pretty much the finished eye look except for mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to go in with They're Real by Benefit. That's my favorite mascara, as is everyone's favorite mascara. I love it. It's just so nice. It was totally worth the money, in my opinion. I'm just going to do a quick coat on my top lashes because I'm going to have to get to contouring next. So I don't want to put anything in my bottom lashes besides what I got going on already. With top lash mascara, I put in right more pixel out of the figure. Alright, so I think we're good with the mascara on top. I might add a little bit more later, who knows. Now we're going to start with contouring. Pretty much I just use all cream products and I blend the lighter colors out with the Beauty Blender, and then I just use a regular brush with my contouring, not the cheeks. So I'm just going in with L'Oreal True Match Crayon Corrector, pretty much. It's just the light medium W45. I just go in a little bit. I don't really need a lot of this because I do use another one too. And then I always blend upwards, so it's okay. And it's not touching that color because you don't want it to ruin that color. So, and then this is the Maybelline Age Rewind Erase Dark Circle Eraser Dark Circle Treatment Concealer. Long name, you know what this is. I'm just going to sponge a little bit on top of that. And this really helps the Beauty Blender pick it up and blend it without this concealer. And then what I like to do is take this down the bridge of my nose and my cupid's bow, then right on my cheekbone. And then I also like to fan out a little bit on top. And I don't really have any like set way that I do this. I just put a little bit of fanning on the top and hope that it blends out well. If not, then I just deal with my bad light. So, like I said, we take the tip and we're just gonna pat this into our face. And a little trick I learned from Nicole Guerrero, I'm sure everyone watches her, is I just take a basic like brush, and as soon as I'm done doing all that stuff, she normally does hers like duh, duh, like back and forth, but for me, I just get all of the secondary stuff blended And then I put just a setting powder. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. So I just put that wherever I put concealer. Then I move on to the under eye stuff, and then this one I will do the Kohl method where I try to get it as soon as I'm done blending it. And this stuff dries pretty fast, so if you're not into fast drying concealers, I would not recommend. See, get one of these. So probably not paying, so I'm fixing that really fast. And I'm going to pick up some of that brush and then just swipe underneath so that I don't have any creases. Like I said, we're going to go back down to that color and re-intensify it, so it should be okay if you do touch it a little bit. Another trick I learned from Nicole is to blend inwards because it'll keep that product from settling on the inside of your eyes as much as it normally would. I have just a little bit of wrinkling like underneath my eyes, and people say they don't notice it, but I feel like I'm really hypercritical with it, so I always try to push in and inwards instead of swiping outwards.
And now my cat is meowing at me. Look at the camera. Not my cat, my boyfriend's cat. Hey, Queeks. She's so noisy. I can't do the video. You know what, Mayfo? Did I wake you up? I did, huh? I'm sorry. Go lay back down.
Yeah, so she's probably just gonna sit on my lap now. Who knows? So what I'm gonna do next is I'm just going to re-intensify these lines that I created with the sangria color from that palette, using the brush that I used before. It's just a pencil brush. I can go ahead and add mascara below. And I'm gonna actually take this mascara to the top as well. It's just the Luminous Carbon Black by L'Oreal Paris. And I just try to get that as clean as possible. And I'm actually gonna do the top first. I just take that through my lashes, and I don't really focus on combing anything out because their Real mascara really got a nice shape to them. Then for the bottom, I just make sure that that end is clean, and I come below and I just add mascara to those lashes. If you're worried about clumps, a good trick is to get a Q-tip wet, just kind of run it through them. And it will normally break up the clumps that you have. Anytime you get mascara on your nose, literally just wipe it off. Because this isn't a cool look, guys. Just wipe it in as few strokes as possible so you don't lose all that makeup. And I'm just going to take that beauty blender and pat it back all over my nose. And hope that it covers up anything that changed. Alright. And now that I have everything on, I'm just going to blend all of my contouring out around my face. And then after that, I'm going to contour. I use the Fit Me Maybelline foundation stick, and I just have the darkest color because it's the darkest color and that's what I need to contour. So I come up here from the point of my undercut and I just swipe downwards to about here. Then I make sure that it's a nice strong line, and then I come to the side of my head and I get that too. And then I go underneath my jawline, all the way around. Then I come up and just kind of draw around the top to get to this other side. And then I come back over to this side of my undercut and I just draw the line as far down as I did on the other side. Alright, and then I just blend everything out. It's the easiest thing. Some people really get scared when it comes to contouring, but I don't really mind harsh lines, and also I blend it out. I just like really, really angular faces. I like to start up here because it's easier. Like the one that you want to look out for most is the one that's on your cheekbone, so I like to start in other places before I get there. So I just blend that into my hairline and down. And I blend that top line up into my hairline too. Pretty much you're just making shadows on your face where you want shadows, and that's where I need them. So I'm going to keep putting that on. And then I'm going to come below and do the same thing. And I'm going to bring that down my neck. I just like the way angular faces look. So just emphasizing what I have. And then I blend that down kind of into, after I blended everything, I blend it down into where I'm going to be blending my contour. And I know it looks really, really heavy right now, but I will be blending it out all together when the look is done. So here, suck in and blend those two lines together as best you can. And this is not a situation where I pat this into my skin because you really need to get those lines out. Then I get on the other side. And you try to make these things so angular so that you don't have a ton of different just skin colors happening. Alright, so that looks pretty blended for the first blend through. Once I get blush on, I will be blending this out even more. Because Lord knows you don't want to look crazy. So for blush, I'm using the Milani Baked Brush. You can get this at CVS. And I'm using the Rose d'Oro, just baked blush by Milani. Open it, and it comes with a brush below, but I never use that brush. I just use a regular blush brush by E.L.F. and I swirl it in pretty hard, and I just put that onto the apples of my cheeks and then blend it up into the contour that I just did. Then I do the same thing on the other side, on my cheeks, and then blend it into the contour that I just did. And I just don't pat anymore, I just kind of blend it in. Smiling helps. Smiling helps everything. So now that we have that blush on, we can go back through and blend everything completely out. I'm going to use this step to use the Benefit High Beam on just the top part right up here, because I like looking really, really awake. And it's just like a nail polish almost, but it's not a nail polish because it doesn't go on your nails, you just pat it. I use 3 dots on each side, and I just pat it out with my finger. Now that we have all our face stuff on, I'm going to take a larger brush than the one that I used to set everything with before, and that's too big. Larger brush, and I'm just going to swirl it around, and then put it everywhere. I'm going to drag it down where I put all of that makeup. Concentrate on your cheeks because you want to make sure that you get all of those colors blended together. And same thing with your forehead. You want to make sure that you don't have any harsh lines. Alright, so now that that is done, I'm going to comb my eyebrows into place and make sure they're going to stay. And then I would fix anything right now, but I don't really see anything that I want to fix. I might add a little bit more blush, even though some people might say I'm blush overkilling it. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Take your brush that you used before to blend everything in, and then just get everything up and off of your face and brush down. Okay, and finally, I'm just going to line my lips with this NYX pencil. It's called Auburn. It's the number 801. I'm going to color my lips in all the way. And if you want to leave it like that, that's fine. I just don't find that it covers my lips well enough. So I add the NYX Soft Matte Cream and San Paulo to the top of that. And they're not like exact matches, but I think the two colors complement each other very well. So that's it, you guys. Pretty much I got this look just by using the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette called Tamanna, and just a lot of drugstore stuff, but I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope that you got some inspiration from this video, even if it's not something that you would wear out on a regular basis or on a Friday night or whatever excuse you have to be wearing makeup. I just like this look because it's so basic, and you could literally do this eyeshadow on the top lid and go to work, and then just add something that's a little bit more when you go out. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to keep watching, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos pretty frequently recently now. I'm trying my best to get at least one video up a week. I'm gonna keep trying to film because I really love filming for you guys. It's just the editing that gets in the way of everything. But I'm going to try my best to keep filming, and if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, all of the good stuff. Just let me know what y'all would like to see. I would love to do anything for you guys because y'all are my peoples. So I hope y'all have a great weekend, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!